นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิ Next page, the Vandana.อิติปิโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิจาจารณะสัมปันโนสุขโตโลกวิดูอานุตตโรปุริสธรรมสารติสัทธาเทวมนุสสานังพุทโธภะคะวะติสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมสันติติโกอาคาลิโกเอหิปัสสิโกโอปนัยโกปัจจตังเวทิตาโพวิญโยหิติสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอุจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆญาญาปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะติตังจัตตาริปุริสยุกานิอัตถปุริสปุกลาเอสะภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุเนโยปาหุเนโยตากิเนโยอัญจลิการณิโยอนุตตรังปุญญาเกตังโลกัสสติ The dedication of merits to the devas. Akasata Japumata Devanaga Mahidika Punyang Tang Anumoditva Chirang Rakantu Loka Sasana Akasata Japumata Devanaga Mahidika Punyang Tang Anumoditva Chirang Rakantu Akasata Japumata Devanaga Mahidika Punyang Tang Anumoditva Chirang Impermanence. Okay, blessing to the world. Devo vasatu kalena sasa sampati hetu cha vito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko. Transferred, so merits to departed. Idam me nyatinam hotu Sugita hontu nyatayo Idang me nyatinang hotu Sugita hontu nyatayo Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo. Aspiration. Imina punya kamina. Mame bala samagamo. Satang samagamo hotu. Yavani bana patiya. Asking for pardon. Kayena vaca citena pamadena maya gata acayang kamami bhante puripanya tathagata kayena vaca citena pamadena maya gata acayang kamami dhamma sanditika akalika Kayena vaca citena pamadena maya katang acayang kamami sangka supatipana anuttara. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so start off with the morning round of meditation. So we're going to find a comfortable sitting posture. Make sure the back is upright and the rest of the body relaxed. Okay, so we start off with the 4 sublime states. Make sure we are positive and start of the day right. And we start off with this mindfulness of the 4 element sensations throughout the whole body. So we can feel the entire body from head to toe. And these sensations, we call it 4 elements. They're just 4 categories. So they are the earth, fire, wind, and water sensations. So earth represents any hard or soft sensations. Fire element represents any hot and cold sensations. Wind element represents any fast and slow movements. And water element represents any moist or dry sensations. And if some of you want to talk about space element or consciousness element, by all means, yeah. So basically, these are just guidelines, and whatever sensation that appear, we just wish them well and happy. So there's no need to control. Do not deliberately generate them. Do not superimpose. All these are occurring real time, naturally by themselves. And our job is learn to make peace. Whatever appears, we make peace with them, wish them well and happy. So we're not struggling, not fighting. And if you cannot identify which element is this sensation, doesn't matter. It's just kind of perception. And 3 main ingredients again. First is the evidence, the sensations are the right mindfulness. And we need to accompany it with right thought. Right thought means the labeling, we got to wish it well and happy. So right thought is any thoughts of non-greed, non-hatred. So in this case, this wishing it well and happy is part of non-hatred to reduce this aversion. And we need the ingredient of right effort. So right effort means repetition. It's not about pushing. Effort means keep repeating in sort of rapid succession. Do not leave the sensation of the contact sensation unguarded. Once it's unguarded, then the mind will naturally be inclined to greed or anger. Whether you like the sensation or don't like the sensation, And the mind will create stories, you complain about the pain, about the sensation, then more dramas, more past experiences, past memories. So we don't want that. So that's like another samsara. So come back to the sensation and just need to wish it well and happy and cut off the stories. And we can observe this craving level. So craving is manifested by tension and suffering. So the tension and suffering, you can observe its kind of sensation also. If it kind of settles down or goes down, means you're on the right track. If it increases, you get more agitated, more stress, that means something is wrong. So that's got to do with the right view or your right understanding. If there's no right understanding, you're chasing and pursuing something, then you get more tense, more tension, more suffering. If there's right view, you reduce craving, then it should lead to less stress and tension. And if you find your mind quite settled down, then this is the baseline emotion. No jhanas, no vipassana yet, so this is a reference point. So we use this emotion to compare with other states of mind, neutral state. And now we're going to cultivate this boundless loving kindness. So what we're going to do is we're going to wish all beings in all directions well and happy, above, below, and all across, all directions, in front, behind, left, right. So there is no need to push the mind, no need to strain. We just make a gentle wish, all beings, all directions. And however far the mind wishes to extend doesn't matter. And the main thing is no visualization, no need to imagine. The more mind contact or whatever contact, then it's easier to cling and daydream. So instead we're going to perceive all beings as the four elements, part of the five aggregates. All beings are made of these elements. So whatever sensation you can detect in that widened sphere of attention, we're going to wish all beings well and happy. So we change the phrasing of the wish. Instead of just wishing the elements well and happy, we're going to wish all beings well and happy. So this is the non-discrimination approach. It's not just yourself, not just your loved ones, but all beings. So no restriction, no classification. It's boundless loving kindness. New sensation appear, may all beings be well and happy. New sensation appear, may all beings be well and happy. So sensation may appear inside the body or outside the body, near or far, doesn't matter. As long as you detect something, may all beings be well and happy. So the same three ingredients, the right thought, the right mindfulness, the sensation, that's the evidence, and you need the repetition. Never leave the mind idle. There's English saying, an idle mind is the workshop for the devil. Whatever happen, keep on generating the right thought. May all beings be well and happy. Keep rowing the boat. Okay, but let's say their conditions are right. You have all the right thought, right effort, everything. It will trigger this right concentration. So if the emotion there's some increment of this joy and happiness compared to the bland or neutral kind of baseline emotion, then that would mean the indicator for the first level of concentration. And regardless of what you experience, keep on wishing all beings well and happy. Treat everything else as passing scenery, so you do not hold on or cling to any phenomenon. We just acknowledge it's there and we just keep rowing the boat. The whole idea is do not langa into the scenery. It can be stray thoughts, it can be the concentration, whatever it is. Once you just idle and do nothing, that means it's considered clinging. And now we are going to add some wisdom, add some insight, and we're going to reflect how to cultivate a more unconditional loving kindness, which is to reduce some of the attachments. So we're going to reflect on impermanence. So all these sensations, we observe how they arise and pass away. So that's the evidence part. And for the labeling, you can use any word or phrase associated with impermanence. You can use rising and falling, impermanence, anicca, change and constant. Just pick a favorite and keep repeating. So any time when there is the detachment taking place, when a person investigates impermanence, if done correctly, then there's this surge of joy. Joy should temporarily arise. So that's part of the phenomenon of the 7 factors of awakening. So this joy is a temporary one. And these 7 factors are the symptoms of cessation. That means you are fast flowing against the stream. How fast you want to maintain the speed depends on how much you maintain rowing the boat. Okay, let's say the joy and happiness start to fade away, subside. One may experience this emotion called equanimity, which is a neutral and refreshing kind of experience. And regardless of what you experience, keep on rowing the boat. Reflect on impermanence. So this equanimity now is a combination of both the 4th level of concentration, the 4th jhana, and also some insight. So, reflecting on impermanence. So we call this skillful thinking. So either you have skillful thinking or unskillful thinking. Once we stop the skillful thinking, the mind will naturally sort of park and rest on the stronger sensation, and we call that clinging. So everything is due to causes and conditions and effect, cause and effect. And it's because of applying the right thought and everything, then that's why there's this concentration. If we just only want the concentration or hold on the concentration and we forget the causes, we forget to row the boat, and everything will just disappear. There will be no more momentum. Okay, then the second sublime state, we are moving on to this compassion. So for compassion, we are going to wish all beings, may they be free from suffering. So using the same non-discrimination approach, so all beings regardless of their status, whether they are rich or poor, healthy or sick, as long as they cling on to the aggregates, then this will result in their stress and suffering. So similarly, whenever we detect any sensation, part of the 5 clinging aggregates, we are going to wish all beings free from suffering. So the conventional kind of compassion is to worry and plan on how to help this person, how to help that person. So the more worry, as part of the hindrances, and the more story making, the mind will create dramas and very draining. So that is, people, if they overdo it, we get into depression or burnout. So what we are doing is we are not going to go that direction. We are going to stay with this every moment effort and right mindfulness. Keep on wishing all beings free from suffering, no visualization, no dramatization. The main thing is we ourselves don't get pulled by these wandering thoughts and get into suffering. New sensation appear, may all beings be free from suffering. New sensation appear, may all beings be free from suffering. If all the conditions are right, you have the right thought, right effort, right everything, you trigger this right concentration. So if your compassion can feel joyful and joyful or happy, then that's the indicator of this concentrative kind of compassion. So it looks like our our role models, like the Buddha and the Kuan Yin. They are normally portrayed as smiling. You don't see them pulling a long face. Because they are using the middle way compassion. So they are learning to recharge the mind, learning to detach. They are not drained by worrying. And regardless of what you experience, keep on wishing all beings free from suffering. So in our daily life, we do need to plan and help people. But a lot of times we plan and worry already, we do not know how to break. And the mind just 24/7 just keep worrying and worrying and worrying, autopilot. So we must learn to know how to pull the handbrake, know how to recharge the mind. May all beings be free from suffering. Okay, now we're going to add some insight, some wisdom, and we're going to reflect that how to overcome this suffering. So we're going to shake off this clinging to the aggregates by reflecting on impermanence. So all the sensations, observe how they arise and pass away, and keep labeling, keep wishing, keep labeling, thinking of impermanence, keep repeating. Okay, let's say the joy and happiness start to disappear. This time round, it won't be the equanimity of the fourth level of concentration. Instead, it's either kind of blank or spacious kind of experience. And we call that the perception of infinite space. So regardless of what you experience, keep on reflecting on impermanence. Keep rowing the boat. So that we won't cling or get lost in space. So in the Mahayana Art Sutra, they talk about crossing the other shore. So you need to keep rowing the boat. So along the way, the shore has lots of obstacles. Lots of debris, pollution, and all sorts of rubbish, climate change, whatever, storms and hurricanes. So one of the distractions, or one of the traps, or basically everything is a trap. All the aggregates are traps. Concentrated states, looks like peaceful oases, nice distraction. The whole idea is just keep rowing the boat to a destination. And we are moving on to the third sublime state, which is appreciative joy. And we are going to rejoice in the accomplishments of all beings. So using the non-discrimination approach, all beings means every winner and loser. As long as they go through the process, they'll at least gain some life experience. So similarly, whenever we detect any sensation, we also gain some kind of life experience. So when we detect any sensation, we can rejoice with all beings. New sensation appear, rejoice with all, with all beings. If all the conditions are right, then one may experience this happiness of the third level of concentration. And regardless of what you experience, keep on rejoicing with all beings. If the mind is quite settled down, then now we can add some reflection, some insight. So all beings will eventually be separated from what they have achieved. And likewise, all these sensations don't stay fast 24/7, they come and go every moment. And so we keep reflecting on impermanence. If the joy and happiness start to disappear this time round, instead of blank or spacious experience, it's the opposite would be a sense of fullness or wholeness, as though the sense of self has merged with the entire surroundings. So we call this the perception of infinite consciousness. And regardless of what you experience, keep rowing the boat, keep reflecting on impermanence. switch to the fourth sublime state, which is equanimity. Equanimity means a balanced mind, unshaken mind. So you use the reflection of karma, usually the karma, to achieve this balance. So how to reflect on karma? All beings are owners and subject to the karma. We reap what we sow. So in order to sort of make it more practical, we don't have to speculate what we've done in the past, so that becomes daydreaming and attachment. Instead, we're going to experience moment to moment sensations, real time, here and now. Any pleasant sensations arising, that's because of good karmas ripening. Any bad experiences arising, that's due to bad karmas ripening. And any neutral sensation, neutral karmas ripening. So in short, all experiences are conditioned by karma. So if we let it play out by itself, that's old karmas ripening. So our job is to keep labeling karma, new sensation karma. So we are actually creating new karmas, intentionally labeling. So that's skillful thought, so creating skillful karmas. So the Buddha also taught the karma in terms of Four Noble Truths. First Noble Truth, suffering, basically old karmas. Whatever you experience, whatever sensation appear through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that's old karmas ripening. And new karma, or the cause of suffering, would be this clinging to this old karmas, reaction with greed or hatred. And the third noble truth, this karma can be ceased, suffering can be ceased. And the fourth noble truth, path leading to the end of karma. So right now we are applying the right thought, using acknowledging karma. So the mind is more accepting of karma, then one may experience this equanimity again. Fourth level of concentration, similar to the one we did with loving kindness combined with impermanence. So it's this neutral and refreshing or alert kind of experience. So regardless of what you experience, keep on reflecting on karma. then we can add some insight, some wisdom, and we're going to reflect how to overcome karmas. Anytime good karma ripen, we feel happy. Bad karma ripen, we feel sad. So there's this mood swing all the time, very unbalanced mind. So to transcend karma, we have to observe the impermanence of all feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral feelings, observe how they arise and pass away. Okay, and if let's say the joy start to dissipate, eventually one will come to experience a new kind of blankness, like nothing is there. So we call it this perception of nothingness. So it's not the same as space, it's not the infinite consciousness, so it's very blank. So this is perception of nothingness. And regardless of what you experience, keep on reflecting on impermanence. And if it's too quiet or too blank, then you can reflect on the impermanent nature of the 5 aggregates. So the form aggregate is the 4 elements which we come to know right from the beginning. And the feeling aggregate is the pleasant, unpleasant, neutral feelings, all the good and bad experiences. And the perception aggregate, all the experiences and labels we give, even to the state of concentration, all the jargons, all this is part of perception. And the mental formation, the 4th aggregate, is the same as karmic formation. So the old karma is ripening. Why does the mind want to choose to experience this nice feeling? Or why does it want to choose to experience this unpleasant feeling? Why does the attention want to jump here? Why does it want to jump there? All these are beyond our control, past karma's ripening. We call this karmic formations, old karma's ripening. And every time we reflect or do the right reflection, then we're creating new karmas or good new karmas. And lastly, the 5th aggregate is this consciousness or the awareness. So we have these 6 senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So if let's say the more absorbed we're in, then it's how to call it, the less reaction to these external senses, the more attention is towards the so-called concentration or towards the peace. So within that sphere of awareness, in that state of calmness or peace, there's also different grades of this consciousness, different spectrums of awareness. Is the mind, is the consciousness calm? Is it greedy? Is it angry? So there's a wide spectrum. So in a concentrated state, there is also a kind of consciousness. So we can reflect on anything that's obvious. You can pick one aggregate at a time. You don't have to do all 5 together. So the time is close to 7. I leave it to your free time to do this self-practice.